Happy Money Monday, friends. It's good to see you, and I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Let's jump in. So, Lori from Salt Lake City submitted a question, and she said, I have a question regarding Capital One 360. I've opened a savings account for my sinking Christmas funds, and I've taken money out of my regular checking account every 2 weeks. Question is, do you manually transfer money every month to the sinking funds, or do you have your paycheck go into Capital One 360 account and then transfer the money into the funds? Confused. And then she also said that that Dave is coming to Salt Lake and she gets to have lunch with him, and I am ridiculously jealous of that, and I hope you email me and tell me how that went. Okay, so you can have your paycheck direct deposited into your Capital One 360 account. I don't do that because I have my paycheck deposited into my normal local account because they don't have direct deposit where I work, and I use that for more regular expenses, and instead just every month or every couple of months I will transfer for just a few $100s of whatever I need from my regular banking account to my Capital One 360 account. And for the first question, you can automatically draft things out. For instance, well, for the past 2 years, basically, I manually went in every single month and made like one transfer from my savings account, and you can also transfer from outside banks into your savings accounts. It's no big deal. It does take a couple of days, whereas the Capital One 360 checking account to Capital One 360 savings account is instantaneous. I would go in every single month and I would transfer the money over, and it was a good mental thing for me because I was actively a part of that saving process. Now that I am really used to having sinking funds in my life, and I don't know how I would live without them, this year I decided to automate them, which you can do for free through there. So on the first of every month, all of my sinking funds get funded from my checking account, and I don't have to worry about it. And I check on it every once in a while and make sure that everything is right, but I can see every transfer that's been made, and I take things out when I need to. So hopefully that answers your question. Shake Dave Ramsey's hand for me. All right. Mary Watson said, we are just starting our debt-free journey and started doing a full budget with sinking funds. My question is, should I save my emergency fund before I start putting money aside for sinking funds? Absolutely. Absolutely. You should have your emergency fund in place before you start funding Christmas or a car that you'll buy 2 years from now or a laptop or whatever. You need that emergency fund in place in case Murphy happens, and Murphy happens, especially to broke people. So get that $1,000 saved, put it somewhere safe, and then focus on, and get intense with it. Like, try to see how fast you can get that done, and then move on to things like sinking funding Christmas or other future goals. But you need that emergency fund in place now, and you will sleep so much better for it. All right. Bella Femme asks, hi, I'm confused about, are all of your 14 sinking funds actual bank accounts, or are they just envelopes you keep at home labeled? How do I start a sinking fund? I need one for my car. All of my sinking funds are in an online bank account. They're individually labeled. You can do the home envelope system. You totally can. That won't be interest bearing, though, you know, the savings account interest is like negligible. It's less than 1%, but I earn probably a couple 20s a year on my savings accounts. But that could end up being a lot of money you're keeping at home, which could be a little scary in case of a fire or an emergency or something like that. I would recommend you keeping sinking funds, unless they're very small, in a bank account. I use Capital One 360, not an affiliate, but I use them, and I'll link them below. I use them because you can label each individual sinking fund, and they let you have like 30 for free, and it's interest bearing, no fees, and you can label them what you want. You can keep them there, and you can pull it out when you need them. So, and I will link a video below on how to use sinking funds to save up for something like a car. I'm not going to go into all that here because I've done many videos on this, but I will link probably my best and first one below. All right. Amber Jones says, I'm about 2 months away from being debt-free. Yay! She put yay, but I agree. But as I keep getting closer to that goal, it's been about 6 years of frugal living. Wow. I feel this need to not be as strict with my finances and want to spend money on things I know I don't need. I want to spend money on things I know I don't need. I'm following the Dave Ramsey plan and I'm committed to it. I have a plan to save 3 to 6 months or more of living expenses after I've paid off my debt. But after so many years of paying off debt, this feeling keeps creeping up that I want to give myself a break. What advice would you give? Amber. Amber. You deserve a break. If I have any authority at all, I give you permission. Allow me to give you permission to give yourself a break. Oh, this is wonderful. I'm so happy for you. 6 years of frugal living? That is huge. That's a huge portion of your life, no matter how old you are. And you absolutely deserve a break. Are you kidding? I've been planning my post-debt break since before I started getting out of debt. I'm gonna go like travel or go on a cruise or something. It changes every year, but you should absolutely reward yourself for making this huge accomplishment. I am so happy for you. 2 months until you're out of debt. Start thinking about what you'd like to do with your life now. Start making a wish list of things that maybe you denied yourself that you really know that you would use and love, and then set yourself a budget on how to reward yourself for this. You know, maybe take a trip, do something to commemorate this wonderful step that you've taken. Now, if you're worried about like jumping right into that baby step 3, maybe, and I thought about this earlier, as kind of a transition to this, because you absolutely deserve to be rewarded for all of your hard work. I would suggest, and you adjust these numbers to whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you're currently putting to your debt, I would say for at least the first month or 2, take half of that you're no longer spending towards debt, and put it to savings. Go ahead and start doing that 3 to 6 month emergency fund. But with the other half of that, start living. Do what you want. Yeah, I mean, that money will be there. You'll have a set parameter or budget. I would say don't go absolutely crazy, but I don't think that's necessary in this situation, because after living so frugally for so long, I'm sure I've developed kind of the same thing of like, do I really need to spend $2 on new hair ties? This one kind of still works. Like you stop yourself from spending everything is I'd rather get out of debt. I'd rather get out of debt. I'd rather get out of debt, and that's worth it. And you're proof that it's worth it. So please write me back and let me congratulate you on being debt-free and tell me what you've done to celebrate this. I will absolutely be disappointed in you if you do not celebrate this in some way. There's got to be something out there that you've always wanted to do, or something, a physical item even that you admire. I usually use like a Coach purse for reference because I think they're really pretty. Maybe you want to treat yourself to a nice handbag, or go out for a really nice dinner, or go out to like 5 really nice dinners over the course of a month. You deserve this. The parameters of your budget, but I would suggest spending up to half of the money that you have been putting away for debt for at least this first couple of months, and celebrating what a huge accomplishment you've made. And congratulations to you. Internet high five to you. Everybody in the comments, please congratulate Amber, because a lot of us really want to be where she is one day, and the amount of everything that took, of determination, of self-will. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm excited. Okay. Probably going to have to relog into my computer. Ha! No. Alrighty. JSB9157 says, how much do you pay for internet? Do you have cable? I have neither, and my husband is driving me nuts. But I don't think spending $200 plus for internet/cable, I still have a dumb phone because I don't want to double my phone bill, but that's $2,400 a year that we could put towards emergency stash or debt, so I just can't justify it. Help me. $200 a month for internet and cable seems really high. I pay $40 a month for internet, and I don't have cable. I have never had cable. I, like most people in my generation, watch everything on my computer. Which, yeah. You can also do this really cool thing where you can connect your computer to an existing TV that you already have through various boxes and plugs and gizmos and gadgets. I obviously don't have one of those because I don't have a TV. I just watch everything on my computer. But that's what most of my friends do, is they don't pay for cable. Unless they're huge sports heads, they don't pay for cable. They just stream Netflix or Hulu or whatever onto the big screen that they have so their families can watch TV together. I pay $40 a month. In other places, I paid up to $60 a month for internet. That's all I'm willing to pay for it. I'm certainly not willing to shell out that much for cable. As for the smartphone versus dumb phone, I only, when I moved here 8 months ago, switched to a smartphone, and that's because I got one for free, and it was very, very useful for work for me to be able to have like the directions on there and to be able to emails and be able to like share Google Calendar with my reporter. However, prior to that, I lived for 3-4 years with a dumb phone with no problem. If it's not like something you're missing in your life, I would say keep on keeping on. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, a good compromise here could be just get internet instead of internet and cable, and then invest, whatever it takes, probably less than $100, in getting some sort of device to connect your internet to your I'm pointing over here like I have a TV. I don't have a TV. Y'all have seen my apartment. Connect your internet to your TV so that he can watch stuff on there. So good luck with that. Maybe some of my viewers will have ideas on how they use. I know there are a ton of YouTube videos on this. Some people use like Roku or little plug-in things. I don't know the specific terms because it's never applied to me. But it would be incredibly easy for you to do a Google search, be like how to connect internet to TV and figure out your options. All right, good luck with that. All right, Crystal the Wolf 1000 says, I've run into a bit of a snag with saving an emergency fund. Part of my income, the part that is always guaranteed no matter what, doesn't allow me to save any money without being cut off. And keeping cash in my home is a horrible idea. Should I get another physical credit card? I still have an account, but I destroyed the card. Or should I find something else? Okay, that's kind of a tough situation. I would absolutely not recommend that you get a credit card instead of a savings account. If you absolutely can't keep cash somewhere safe, like in a safe, or in a safety deposit box, so I know those have monthly or yearly fees, I would say get a prepaid debit card. And there will be some small fee associated with this, like a $3 fee for the card, and if you don't use it after a year, there will probably be a renewal fee. And I would keep on top of that, but if this is the only way for you to save, I guess this must be like a government-assisted income, where if you have extra money in your accounts, they decide you don't need as much money, which is insane. Instead of rewarding you for managing your finances better, they're saying, obviously, we're giving you too much, and they're keeping you on that line of being one step away from horrible things happening. I would absolutely recommend that you do get an emergency fund, a savings account. If you need to keep it in a bank deposit box or a safe at a really trusted person's house. I mean, like with your life trusted person. There are like 2 people in this world that I would keep physical money at their homes without worrying about it. A prepaid debit card would be a much better alternative than having a credit card as your backup, because that's using emergency money you're borrowing. It doesn't actually exist. save up the money, load it onto that debit card, a prepaid debit card, and then you can use money that you already have for an emergency when it comes up. Now, I'm not saying if, I'm saying when an emergency comes up, you can use that instead of getting into debt for an emergency, because those are always going to happen. So good luck with your situation, though. I hate that for you. I really do. But it's a reloadable prepaid debit card would absolutely be a better alternative than using credit for an emergency 1,000% of the time. All right. Let's see. We're at 15 minutes. All right, let's move on to congratulations. I had 3 this week. I was excited. All right, Candy Lion says, we had a huge debt win this week. We have been in a 6-month-long court battle because our pug was attacked by a giant dog and almost didn't make it. And when it happened, we put $1,500 on credit cards. A week after our debt-free wedding, so we were already tight with the budget, but we had no option. A $2,500 emergency surgery, $1,000 out of baby step 1, $1,500 out of credit cards, but finally we won our case and was awarded all of the money. And since we've already rebuilt our baby step 1, all of that went to debt. That felt so good. Such a huge weight and stress off of us newlyweds. Now we have under $5,000 of credit card debt, and it feels so good. We have a plan to be credit card debt free by our 1-year anniversary. It's only the tip of the iceberg for us, but it feels good to get all of this stuff out of the way early on and before we have kids and a mortgage and whatnot. First of all, I am so glad your puppy is okay. I can imagine the devastation, and I would not wish that on anyone. And I'm very glad that you were able to get the money from the owners of that dog that attacked your dog. And I'm sorry you had to put money on credit cards, but I understand how you got to that situation, having just done a debt-free wedding. Yay! Chris and Jackie would be proud. And using your baby emergency funds. It sounds like you're working the plan, and I'm so glad you've gotten this debt already paid off, and you're so close to being debt-free. And, you know, after doing this for a while, $5,000 seems like nothing. Like, I can get rid of $5,000 in like 4 or 5 months. So this is good. This is great. Congrats on your wedding, and I'm so glad your puppy's okay. And it sounds like you responded logically to the situation, and you adapted to it, and you kind of still worked the plan. And I agree with you. It's just the tip of the iceberg for you. You're only going to do better things from here. So congratulations to you, Candy Lion. All right, Pamela Murray said, although I don't fully budget like I need to, I'm an avid watcher of your YouTube channel and find hope in this debt management. I knew if one person would appreciate the news, I'm hoping it would be you. I paid off my car today. Yes! Now on to the next debt, but it's liberating to be free of that monthly chokehold. Thanks for making great videos. Congrats on paying off your car! Oh, that's wonderful, and you can snowball that into your other debt. Yeah, I only had the 2. I had the big student loan and the little student loan, but that's exactly what it felt like this. Well, it feels like this, but when I paid off that one loan, it went down to this. It was a little bit of a relief. So congratulations on paying off your car. That's absolutely wonderful, and I hope you are able to get out of debt very soon. Congratulations, Pamela. All right, and Kristen Bassora says, hey Budget Girl, I feel the need to tell you that your emergency fund advice was invaluable to me these past 7 days. I'm an actor working/budgeting on an inconsistent income, and once we hit the new year, I became very disciplined to save 25% of my leftover income after paying fixed expenses into an emergency fund. This habit paid off last week when a dental bill almost matching the cost of my studio apartment found its way into my life. That I can't handle. Ear, like, head pain knocks me out. I'm useless. Like, I didn't even cry when I tore my ACL, PCL, and MCL, but an earache or, like, teeth pain, I'm dead. I can't handle it. All right, I have regular health insurance, but not dental, and needed a few things done. This $800 bill would have set me back 4 months ago, but because I stumbled onto your videos last December while searching ways to get ahead financially, I took the bill, had a minute of rage and anger, deserved, and then paid it off without looking back. Granted, my emergency fund is now long gone, but I am so thankful to have taken your advice. It did sting at times this year when I wanted to use that extra income on other things, but I made it work and it seriously paid off, pun intended, sooner than I expected. I'm happy to say that I'm still on financial track, and it's largely to do with you and your advice you provide on this channel. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to put together these videos. While I'm not currently in debt, living on an inconsistent income feels like I could fall into it at any point in time. Please continue to share your knowledge and journey with us. I look forward to seeing to the day I see $0 in debt next to one of your videos. Kristen, I'm so sorry that you had dental pain, but I am so absolutely honored to have been even a little part of your journey to having that peace of having an emergency fund in place. I am so happy for you, and I'm so proud that you were able to just have that moment of rage, because I do that too. I will stamp around and scream, and then you had the funds in place to take care of it and move on with your life. Whereas if you hadn't had that, it would have, like you said, the cost, it's like having an extra apartment to pay for that month. So I am just so honored for you to consider me even a little bit of help along this journey. I get this kind of message very randomly, but it absolutely makes like my entire year, and I save these and I look back on them when sometimes I don't want to film or I feel like I'm out of ideas or whatever. I'm so happy for you, and I wish you all the luck in the world in getting that emergency fund back up so you can just live better and deal with the next emergency that comes. And this, guys, is the exact reason that I gave those other people the advice earlier. If you need this emergency fund, it's not if an emergency is going to happen. It is. It will happen to you eventually. It could be dental work. It could be your animal gets hit. It could be your car blows up. And I don't mean that literally, though it could. I mean, that's happened to me. Basically, just things fall out that the mechanic says there is absolutely no way it should have been able to fall out. It's not built that way. They're like interconnected rings. He didn't know how it got off. Anyway, so enough on my old car. But yeah, things are gonna come up. That's just life. It's just absolutely the way life works. It's life's favorite thing to do is just be like, here's a sprinkle of glitter and chaos. Let's see dance, people, dance, and see how you deal with it. But when you have emergency savings in place and when you have a financial plan, you can just pay it and move on. You don't have to she didn't have to readjust her entire life. She didn't have to figure out how she was going to come up with $800. She didn't have to, figure out if she was going to have to pay late fees because she couldn't pay her rent that month, or if she wasn't going to eat much that month, or if she was going to be able to do anything. She was just able to pay it and move on, and that's only able to be done by pre-planning. So I can't tell you how much better I'm able to sleep at night knowing that I have a couple of grand in the bank just in case. And I will sleep like a freaking baby as soon as I'm out of debt and I have even more money in the bank. I guarantee you that. And it's not about the amount of money, it's just about that security that's there, that you have. It's almost a form of inner strength of, I am prepared. I am ready for what life throws at me, for the most part. Alright, so that is all today. Thank you all so much for submitting your questions. Please do so below. Check out the various other videos I will be linking, like my sinking funds one, and how to do whatever other thing I said I was going to do. Oh, no, not about hummus. That was another thing. That's for the food video. Also, please tell me about your money wins. Because I cry over those for y'all, and I feel for y'all, and I want to celebrate your wins with you, because you guys always celebrate my wins with me. So please continue on. Congratulate Candy Lion, Pamela, Kristen, and Amber in the comments below. Pretty please. They're all kicking butt. I'll see you soon.